Hey guys, it's been a while. Okay, I wanted to come on today and just have a conversation around identity and why this is a critical time for alignment with regards to the identity that you are choosing to moving forward with. And I wrote a blog about this today. So if you want to go and do the exercise of releasing social identity, I highly recommend you go to my website, directionu.co, and go and read today's blog. And more importantly, don't just read it. Take out your journal, take out your pen, and really delve into the exercise that I am sharing with you guys in today's blog. And if you want to go even deeper into this work, this is the work that I'm doing with clients right now. So you can contact me and we can talk about what it would look like privately. Or you can apply for the Trailblazer Symposium, which is opening at the moment, guys. And this is going to blow your mind. You are going to change your identity within those 6 months, set a new frequency, and start creating your entire empire in new world consciousness. So what is it that we are really even talking about here? Well, here's the thing. When everything started happening 2 years ago, I literally took myself a step out of the game that was happening in society at large, and even from a business perspective, because I knew that whatever was happening was huge, and I wanted to understand, and I wanted to consciously and intentionally choose the place that I am going to play in for the rest of my life. And what really happened was there was a quantum growth in consciousness, because for thousands of years we have been conditioned into fear. We have been playing and building society on a fear frequency where we were convinced that we are here to belong to the tribe, and that if we didn't belong to the tribe, if the tribe didn't like us, that they would expel us and we would die. We were conditioned to believe that there is scarcity, that we need to be a hero or a victim, and that there's even a need for these archetypes in our society in order for us to have value, in order for us to have a life purpose. We have been conditioned to lie. And I don't mean this consciously. I am not talking about people maliciously lying. But honey, just be honest with the fact that from little, we were really shown how to lie by other people, by our elders, by our family members, by the systems in which we were born. And we're not shaming or blaming or any of those, right? Because everything happens for us. And so I absolutely believe that humanity needed and wanted to go through this experience from a consciousness evolution perspective. And 2 years ago, things got to a pressure cooker point, and we were given the opportunity by having a literal global shutdown to go inside and do the introspection in terms of how are we living our lives? What is the premise of the choices that we are making? What are the identities from which we are creating everything, from our relationships to our health, to our companies, to our families? All of that is connected, right? And so in this time, some of us kind of chose to elevate into the pioneers of consciousness, and some majority, 95% of people, have chosen to stay in the current frequency of fear consciousness. And there's no judgment of any of this. We are one team. We are still all creating evolution in consciousness. It's just we get to choose where we want to play and where we want to contribute. And my role at this time is to start creating awareness of this for you, so that you can consciously choose instead of unconsciously just being caught up by the stream. Because right now, we are needing more pioneers. We are wanting more pioneers. There are more people here who are born to be pioneers, but because they don't know what they don't know, they haven't figured this out. And quite frankly, that's part of my role, and others like me, is to create the awareness and then support those who choose pioneer consciousness, who choose to be disruptors, who choose to be the mavericks and the trailblazers, to help them cross the bridge, so that others who are bridge builders, who are here for that purpose, can do their function, whilst others who are still contributing to consciousness evolution through fear are simply choosing to do that as well. But what I am seeing is where most people are getting tripped up is not releasing the old, not creating the space for the new, in order for them to embody the new world consciousness, which is divine love and truth and prosperity and intentionality, because the intentionality is where we take full ownership and responsibility for the power that we are and how we are creating through our focus. And so when we are not willing to first release everything that we don't want to take with us going forward, there's no space really for the alignment to take place. There's minimal, incremental little pieces of alignment that is still forced. It's still that trying to put icing over the cracks in the cake. And I have been observing this for a decade in society, and especially in the space of the coaching world. So few are masters in delving into the foundational work and opening up those cracks and taking out that which does not belong, so that people can fix their foundations and then build the empires. This polyfiller, this icing sugar approach, it might make you look better in the short term, it might feel better in the short term, but it is not going to give you that rock solid foundation that is required for you to create iconic legacies. And right now, I am speaking to those who are here for iconic, who are committed to iconic, who are here to actually go, yes, we are here to disrupt. I am here to be pioneer. I am here to actually create something that has not even been imagined before. And in order for me to do that, I have to live my legacy unleashed, unlimited, and unafraid. So what are the social identities that is still precious to you? And understand that the identity is just part of the human experience, but it doesn't define you for the remainder of your days. And there is nothing that is being lost in the release of an identity. This is part of fear consciousness, is that focus on, oh my God, what am I going to lose if I let go of this identity, rather than what am I creating space for now that I have released all of these. And I get it, it's a scary as fuck place to find yourself into. I remember the old days when I was even attached to my identity as being a cyclist, my identity as being an endurance athlete, as being an Ironman. And I was terrified for the most part that I would have an accident that would make me not be able to do any of these things, because I grew up with the identity of a dancer. And then at the age of 18, I smashed both my knees to smithereens, and all of my dreams of becoming a dancer was instantly removed. And it took me a long time to recover from that, because it's all I had chosen to be up until that point. And so life had a different plan for me, because I was never supposed to be self-identified with one aspect. And over the years, the more and more I desperately clung to these high achieving identities, the more life graciously removed them from my path. And of course I clung to it. And of course I could say I went through an identity crisis. And I know that a lot of people are experiencing it maybe as the dark night of the soul. But honestly, everything is just for you to start going back to who you are at your core. This is the time of returning to self. This is the time of remembrance, not awakening, although awakening is the term that's used by majority of people right now. But it's about remembering who you are, when you peel off all the identities, the social identities, and it's scary and it's messy, and a lot of people will leave your life, and you are going to have to eventually decide that what is most important for you in this lifetime is to be true to yourself, true to your soul, and true to the purpose of why you are really here. And if you really are here to be a pioneer, then honey, that is the work that needs to get done right now. You cannot pioneer from within the confines of the tribe, because the tribe is all about belonging, fitting in, conformity, rules, regulations, laws of how you can and cannot be, how you can and cannot do, who you can and cannot be in order for you to be part of that tribe. And it might feel fantastic for most people, but majority of those who are here to pioneer have been just naturally pushed aside by the tribe again and again and again, from family of origin to the schooling system to work friends to whatever the case might be, because you were invited at every single stage to return to yourself and to go, okay, wow, who am I really? What am I really? And what do I need to let go? What are the layers that I need to strip away in order for me to fully embody who and what I am? And then from this space, be the legacy that I am here to be. Because it's a frequency game. Legacy is not the physical stuff that you are leaving behind, or even how people remember you. That is completely irrelevant. Have a look at the history books. How people are being remembered changes all the time depending on who is writing the books. So none of that is really your legacy. Your true legacy is the frequency of your energy right now. That's your legacy, because that is what you're weaving into the fabric of the universe. When you check out of this body, the legacy is what is the level of frequency that you actually left the world behind in. That is your true legacy. And that's why I say you need to live your legacy, and you get to live your legacy today. Today. And when you choose to live it from a space of new world consciousness, everything in life changes. Everything in life changes. How you experience life, how you invite people into your space, how you play with people in your space. It's like chalk and cheese, you guys. It's like chalk and cheese. And that's why I took 2 years away from the business to really delve into this and to create a body of work that would be so valuable for those who are ready and willing to answer the call as being a pioneer, and choosing to leave that as their legacy, because it's a completely different way of operating. You no longer focus on problems to solve. You no longer focus on what's wrong in the world. You truly bring your focus on what it is that you are bringing in, that you are embodying, and that you are committed to leaving behind for everybody. So I hope this has been really valuable for you. Honestly, go and read today's blog. Get your journal out, delve into the exercise that I am sharing in there. And then if you want to join me, then you can DM me with either private work or the Trailblazer Symposium. It is going to be the most magical 6-month journey. It's going to be tough as nails. I'm not going to lie to you, because we're going to do the really, really, really deep work so that you can first release everything from tribal fear consciousness within you and within your physical space, from where then you then start creating your soul vision, your soul legacy, and we're going to workshop style actually build it within those 6 months so that you are ready to rock and roll forevermore after that, baby. So would love to hear from you guys. Where are you playing at the moment, and where do you know that you are here to play right now? No shame, no shame. This is the time to just own our choices and understand that regardless of what level you are playing on, you are valuable. You are contributing to consciousness evolution. It's just You get to choose the experience that you have of it. And I'm going to say this with all honesty. I played on tribal fear consciousness for a very long time, even though it didn't look like tribal fear consciousness, because it was the role of a high achiever. If you're a high achiever, honey, that is tribal fear consciousness. It is not New World consciousness. But it's painful. There is a lot of suffering in the frequency, feeling that you have to prove yourself all the time, feeling that you are an imposter, feeling that you don't know enough, feeling that you first have to do something else. Like, all of that is really tough on the soul for you to live in. Whereas once you leave all of that behind, you have nothing left to prove. You are 100% worthy. You tap into infinite intelligence and you get to pull on that at will. You get to get the answers at will, and it's so much easier and so much more fun. So, would love to hear from you guys. Message me if you want to speak to me, either working privately with me or joining the group program. It is starting soon, so I would get my application in if I was you. And don't forget, guys, you get to live your legacy unleashed, unlimited, and unafraid. Have an amazing day further. Cheers.